Ho ho ho! Merry... I'm Mr. Kraken, and this is my special festive episode to celebrate Christmas and all that festive jolly cheer and all that stuff, because I just saw the movie Violent Night. Now you might be thinking, hey, Mr. Kraken, it's pretty early to start celebrating Christmas. I understand you saw a Christmas film, but it's still the 1st of December. And to you naysayers, to you Grinches out there, so according to where I work, celebrating Christmas at the start of December is actually a month too late. You gotta start at the start of November, the day after Halloween. We grab that pumpkin, chuck it in the bin, up come the festive lights and those beautiful Christmas songs that don't drain my will to live more so than my soul-crushing, job. Just the general job for the other 10 months of the year. It's bad enough. And then they're just like, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. On one magical Christmas Eve, there was a family and they were happy. Except for the divorce that was going on. But then the little daughter was like, Santa, I could have one gift, one present for Christmas. Please make my parents not have a divorce. Please, Santa. And so on this magical Christmas Eve, they go to the family mansion. And then the grandmother is awful. Everyone in this family, they're just plain awful. But then they're about to have a beautiful, rich, lavish Christmas dinner. And then some criminals / terrorists, some kind of crime-related people. Men with guns. Men with guns come and they're like, now it's a home invasion / heist film. But also on this magical Christmas Eve, in this house, in one of the rooms, is Santa. Santa is also here. Santa is real in this universe. And this Santa, he's a bit of a drunk. He's lost a bit of that Christmas magic, if you will. But then he's like, I better stop all these murders and stuff and, get back that Christmas spirit. Well, the most Christmassy thing of all. More murder. Santa's like, I better stop all these murders with more murders. So many murders. Santa kills a lot of people in this film. The film is pretty much Die Hard, but with Santa. Or Home Alone, but with Santa. That's right, Santa's real and he's played by David Harbour. You thought David Harbour was born to play character name in Stranger Things. You thought he was born to play Red Guardian. You thought he was born to play Hellboy. Well, no one thought that, but I mean, we did beforehand, but then the Hellboy film came out and you're like, oh, I don't... Although he was good. He was good, right? Was he good? Was the film bad? Or was he bad and the film good? I haven't seen that film in a long time. I'm going to say he's good because every time I see him, I'm like, he's good. Like, I rewatched Black Widow and I'm like, I don't know if it's a good film, but he's so good. And once again, he's so good. He carries this film. The film is really, really fun. I had a pretty good time. I was surprised by how good a time I had. The characterization of Santa in this is really, really good. Like, it kind of feels like on the surface level, like if you look at the plot points of the film, you'd be like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna play. But David Harbour brings such a humanity to the character. David Harbour brings this really raw emotion to the character that I wasn't really expecting. Like, yes, he's crass and he's rude and he's drinking and there's bits where he pours out the milk and pours some whiskey and he eats a cookie with the whiskey and he's like, this pairs well together. And he's got that kind of side to him, which I kind of saw from the trailer. And even the poster, you get that kind of gruff exterior of Santa. But there's also this kind of really emotional touch to him. And there's this really kind of sincere kind of, just this beautiful kind of sentimental Christmassy feel that he brings, and this really kind of heartbroken, sad man who's just kind of been downtrodden. He's so over being Santa, and he's lost a bit of that Christmas magic, if you will, and because it is a Christmas film, maybe he learns that maybe there's a bit of Christmas spirit left in him, and maybe it's a little girl that helps him along the way. And also all the murders he does. Oh my lord, this Santa, he does some murders and he does them a lot and they are brutal. There's even some backstory at one point which is just psychotic and just amazing. And yeah, this Santa and this whole universe, the lore around Santa is really, really cool. The film is pretty much like, what if Santa was there as a home invasion happened, but he got real mad and real violent? But it isn't the film that I kind of thought would be, in which Santa is like this kind of psycho Santa. Like, what if Santa been evil? Oh, aren't we hardcore? Imagine Santa, but he's got a gun or something like that. In fact, he actually doesn't know how to use guns. He's like, what is this new crazy fancy technology? He's all about, weapons and hands and you doing fun little creative things with Christmas decorations around the house. One thing I would say is it's maybe not as crazy and insane and wild as the premise kind of could be. I feel like there was sometimes, like, there's one chimney sequence, like, towards the end that I thought was spectacular and kind of really utilized all this kind of Christmas Santa lore and just the wild insanity of a gory Santa home invasion type of film. But then sometimes it did have that kind of generic action film feel to it. And for the most part, like, especially early on, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I like how kind of grounded it is. All the villains are just in like a home invasion kind of, you know, heist film. And they're all pretty normal guys. Like John Leguizamo, I can't get his name out. This guy, John Leguizamo. Moving on. Plays a pretty just standard villain. Nothing kind of too spectacular or wild about him. But that also kind of works for the film. Like, everybody is in like a normal kind of drama, but then, oh no, a heist! But it really is about Santa, and Santa getting up to some crazy wild kills and picking up hammers and being like, all right, let's bring this Santa's coming to town. There's a lot of kind of Christmas puns where he's like, and now I say this classic Christmas line. You're like, oh, but it's got a different meaning. Because he's about to do a big kill. I do wonder if this film hadn't cast David Harbour, someone so charming and likable and friendly, so soft and inviting, and there are little moments of true humanity and kind of sorrow and heartbreak from this Santa, but then he can be all gruff and big and vicious, and that kind of jolly Santa turns into this psycho madman who's punching and fighting and doing all these crazy things, and he's able to ride that balance of these two characters on this kind of roller coaster of emotions that you need to go on with this Santa, and he just does it so well. He steals the show. I feel like moments that are really sappy and that kind of sincere Christmas kind of, you know, just like that schmaltzy kind of feel. It almost doesn't work, but he makes it work. Like, he just does such a great performance as Santa. I was kind of overwhelmed by how much I liked him. I didn't think I would like this film as much as I did, and I think that is all down to his casting and his performance is just really, really great. Will this film de-Grinchify you if you're not a Christmas film type of guy? Probably not, because despite it having a Santa who's, you know, breaking all the Merry Christmas rules and getting his fist bloody and doing all that fun action stuff, it isn't really kind of like, say, like a Die Hard. Unlike an action film like that just kind of happens to be set around Christmas, this really is steeped in that kind of schmaltzy, sincere Christmas magic, all the magic of Christmas and, you know, all that bringing families together and doing all that kind of schmaltzy, sweet, beautiful, nice stuff. And it still does that even though people's brains explode all over the place a lot of the time. So I give this film, out of 5 candy canes, I give it a 3. 3.5. No, I give it a 3. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. I'd love to know what everyone thought of Violent Night.